The story commences with a despondent young man seated beneath a roadside streetlight. His countenance betrayed a sense of melancholy. As he sat there, a passerby, sporting boxing gloves, caught his attention. Despite the stillness of the night, not a sound could be heard. No insects chirped, dogs barked, or people murmured. It was eerily quiet, as if it were the night of the world's creation. The man with the gloves inquired if the young man had been defeated by the world's brutal winds. He offered some words of encouragement, advising him to etch them deep in his heart and recall that the stars were shining just for him. He urged the young man to meet again, stronger. In the ensuing scene, two men were locked in a boxing match, watched by a crowd of onlookers. Standing next to their coach was a well-known figure, legendary trainer K, who had traveled the globe seeking his final successor. His appearance at their gym was a surprise, and the spectators were in awe. Having trained 5 world champions, K had come to watch a young boxer with white hair, who was winning the match. The coach introduced K to the boxer, Ryan Beeksan, who had been training at the gym for 2 weeks. Mr. K was convinced that he had been toying with his opponent until he saw his true strength. He asked the coach to arrange a match with the strongest player in the gym. The coach called on Chial, but he was doubtful of K's decision, given the significant difference in weight classes, and Chial's ranking as 3rd in the current super middleweight division. Chial, a 26-year-old bald man weighing 75.8 kilograms, entered the arena, surprised to see the legendary Mr. K. As he stepped into the boxing ring, the coach repeatedly asked Chial to take it easy on the white-haired boy and not to hurt him. The boy was not wearing any headgear, and Chial asked if he was okay with that, warning him that he could mess him up. The boy replied that he avoided headgear because it made him nervous when his hair was down. Chial responded by promising to tidy his insolent haircut. The crowd thought it was a crazy decision, and some even suggested calling the hospital beforehand. As the boy began to warm up, the coach realized that he was finally revealing his true nature. He recalled the day he first saw him with bloodstains on his hands after fighting a group of people, a never-before-seen movement on a whole another level that he could not forget. In the boxing ring, the boy declares that boxing is simply about moving to the rhythm. The suddenness of his statement shocks everyone. Mr. K recognizes the boy's talent in dropping his guard to follow up with an overhand right counter, a move that is exceptionally excellent for an amateur who has only been at the gym for 2 weeks. However, the gap between professionals and non-professionals, as well as the gap between the 4 weight classes, cannot be bridged with that alone. Talent is the only thing that can surpass all obstacles. The audience is amazed by the boy's skills. He bends like rubber and dodges like a bouncing ball. The white-haired boy inquires of Chial how he is still standing after his punch, to which Chial responds that it appears his skill matches his arrogance. Chial anticipated the boy to exceed the level of an amateur, but to be this strong was unimaginable. He could not lose to him in front of the audience. He launches an all-out attack, but the boy effortlessly dodges and counterattacks. Chial thinks a punch with such a wide range of motion wouldn't cause any harm, but the boy catches him off guard with a sudden uppercut. Chial's eyes can't keep up with the boy's movements. Not only is the boy quick, but he also throws punches at unpredictable times and trajectories. Mr. K observes that the boy possesses extraordinary elasticity and flexibility, enabling him to execute otherwise impossible dodges and fluidly shift his attacking motions. A punch that was meant to be an uppercut can suddenly transform into an overhand hook. Normally, altering an attack in mid-motion only dissipates energy and renders it meaningless. But the boy's remarkable elasticity and flexibility allow for a seamless transition in movement. Unlike a mere feint, it is an actual punch in transition. No matter the boxer's skill level, they would have to take the hit. Even a highly skilled boxer with quick reflexes would fall for it. The boy's style of boxing is freedom, free-flowing dodges and attacks. It has been a while since Mr. K witnessed such a talented genius. Although it is a God-given talent, the boy still lacks experience. As soon as the bell rings to mark the end of the round, fear overcomes him, and in the next scene, we see him lying down. The coach yells at Chial, asking him to go easy. Chial wonders if they were not fighting in the ring, the boy might have won. The people in the gym lavish praise on Chial, seeking his autograph and marveling at how they have never seen him struggle so much. The coach asks Mr. K what he thinks about the white-haired boy. Mr. K replies that he undoubtedly has the potential to become a legendary boxer, with his naturally gifted physical abilities, athletic sense, overflowing confidence, and bold execution of his moves. Despite having no formal training, the boy's boxing form is already complete, as if his genius was sketched on a canvas. There are some flashy moves with little substance, but nowadays audiences enjoy such things, so his stardom is guaranteed. Mr. K believes that there is no need to look elsewhere now. Suddenly, they notice a boy being bullied downstairs. Mr. K goes to stop them, and the coach punishes the bullies. Mr. K asks the bullied boy why he did not dodge the punches, as they seemed avoidable. The boy responds that it was too bothersome. The bullies mock Mr. K's intervention, claiming that the bullied boy is notoriously rude and doesn't even greet his seniors. Mr. K believes that this boy can even dodge a professional's punch and wants to test him. He wanted to test his instincts, but he was afraid that it might be a mistake. However, he always acts according to his will. It's the kind of life he leads. As the kid was walking away, he called him from behind and attacked with a punch. The boy dodged the punch and was shocked. Mr. K asked him if he wants to learn boxing. The boy asked if it is fun hitting people. Mr. K became silent, thinking that the things that are only natural to have as a human, such as a fighting spirit, a desire for honor and control, and the yearning for a sense of superiority, are absent in this kid. He is the complete opposite of the boy he saw fighting earlier today. He probably grew up in an extremely affluent environment or in the absolute worst conditions. Mr. K asked the boy if hitting people is fun. Mr. K replied that it is a stupid question that he asked. He asked the boy, "Do you think those trash hit him because they wanted to do volunteer work?" Of course, it's fun. We hit people because hitting them is fun. Humans are creatures that crave to have a validity of their own existence, which is why there's nothing more simple than using your fist. It's the easiest way to assert that you are superior to other people. This is why it can only be fun. People are fanatical about individuality. He asked the kid to test it himself and find out how much human he is, how high he can climb, and what he can achieve. If he has wings, he should fly high to the point the sun burns them off. He should walk without hesitation and climb to the top. This is what it means to live. Mr. K asked the boy to look at him and showed him a move. He told him that it is 1-2. He also told the boy that he is planning on staying at this gym for a month, so if he wants to learn, he can come to him anytime. There are weak and strong people in this world. The students again bullied the kid they were bullying earlier. Beek-san asks them to not bully Annie as they were already told not to do so by the coach. Beek-san's friend asks Annie to come with them as they get bored without him during lunch. But while eating, one of them puts candy from his mouth into Annie's lunch and forces him to eat it, while they make fun of him. Beek-san also bullies him by making fun of his lunch. Annie goes to the restroom and washes his mouth, feeling really bad. In the next scene, we see Beek-san and his friends playing football, while Annie and the boy Mr. K ask to learn boxing are sitting on the stairs. Annie asks the boy why he is not doing PE, calling him by the name Yu. He asks him why, even though he seemed to be good at sports during the physical test earlier. Yu replies that it is not fun. Annie says the same for him. Annie then asks him what he likes or what he wants to become in the future. Yu thinks about it and replies that he hasn't thought about it. He remembers how Mr. K had told him to think about his existence in this world, so he asks the same question to Annie. Annie replies that he wants to be the same person as his dad. He invites Yu to his home to play a new game that he had bought yesterday as he always wanted to get to know him better. Beek-san overhears Annie, and as soon as Annie is about to say something, Beek-san throws the ball at him, but Yu saves him by throwing away the ball. Beek-san gets angry, slaps Yu, and abuses him, telling him that it was just a prank and he should accept it as a joke. If he tries to do it again, he will kill him. Annie gets afraid and leaves after telling Yu that he has some work to do. At home, Annie practices boxing and thinks that he cannot involve other people in his fight. Annie's father is also a boxer and has trained him since childhood. He thinks that he needs to be brave, even though he told Yu that he wanted to be friends with him. He got scared as soon as Beek-san abused Yu. He thinks he is a moron. In the next scene, we see Anya thinking that he needs to fight. He can't live like this any longer. But fighting Beek-san is very difficult as he has watched boxing from a young age and knows who is strong and who is weak. Beek-san's strength isn't normal. He remembers how once there was a boy who fought with Beek-san. Besides the obvious difference in their weight, the opponent was definitely at the level of an athlete. But Beek-san was having fun as he had found a new toy. He beat him so badly that the opponent was bleeding. Every time he fought, the result was always the same. An average person could do absolutely nothing against him. He had absolute talent. At night, when Annie's father came home, Annie went to meet him. His father was shocked to see him still up. Annie asked his father, when he was a boxer and had to face a stronger opponent than him, what did he do at that time? His father replied that no matter how strong the opponent was, he always tried to give his absolute best as he was a professional boxer. He did whatever he could to win, that's what a professional did. But sometimes, you have to fight a ridiculously strong opponent. And even a professional can become afraid. Everything you learn becomes useless, and your arms and legs become like sandbags because they turn rigid. Even if you throw out your arm to resist, your fear causes your punch to meet empty air. Then you get knocked down. You feel safer when you lie there on the ground, thinking that you can finally escape this hell and be at ease. But if you only lay still and do nothing, that is when you are truly finished as a boxer. Corrected version: despite being beaten up and ridiculed by spectators, a boxer must get up as long as they can move their knees. This is what defines a boxer's courage. However, this only applies to boxers. If you haven't done anything wrong, then the best course of action is to run as far away as possible where they can't catch you. This is courage too, and both an average person's and a boxer's courage are equally valuable. Ini thanks his dad and goes to sleep. Later that night, when Yu arrives home, he finds Baek-san waiting for him. Baek-san demands to know why Yu didn't come earlier and reveals that he got Yu's address from the homeroom teacher. He kicks and abuses Yu and challenges him to a fight since Yu seemed to be a good fighter earlier. However, Yu doesn't react, frustrating Baek-san. Baek-san threatens Yu, telling him that his life will be ruined, and demands 150,000 won if he doesn't want to die the next day. On his way back, Baek-san fights a group of people who are trying to test his strength. Thank you for following along with this recap of the manhwa. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Talented to let me know if you want another part. Your support means a lot to me, and I hope you continue to join me on this journey. If you want even more perks and to support the channel, click on the join button. And before you go, be sure to check out the epic series by clicking on the left video and the vampiric thriller on the right. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one.